Hello and welcome to Ecoholics. In this small video, we will discuss about previous year question paper, and that we will discuss the latest one. January 2022, UPSC conducted mains examination. So we will discuss few questions in this video, and there will be a series of videos. Stay tuned with the Ecoholics and we'll discuss about the question papers, how to write answers, how to understand the questions, how to understand the demand, how to write the questions, terms, and these other things we will discuss. Okay, so let's move on to the section A. In the section A, you must have seen that in the Economics Optional Paper 2, there are two sections, section A and section B. So in this video, we will discuss about first few questions of section A. So if you see the UPSC previous year paper, answer the following question in 150 words. So here there's a word limit. So whatever UPSC is asking, you have to be very careful in writing answers because you have only 150 words. Okay, let's understand and comprehend the question, because in order to write the answer, first we have to understand what UPSC is asking. Like I always say in my classes, whenever we teach economics optional live classes, that whenever you are reading a question, the directive word is very important. For example, if I ask you about your name, you just tell me your name, do not tell me your surname. So that specific things UPSC demands. So in the same lines, first we have to see examine. What's the meaning of the term examine? Then if we read the question, examine the factors that facilitated commercialization of Indian agriculture during the British rule. Now here the keyword is that you have to mention the factors. Okay. Another thing is commercialization of Indian agriculture. So factors of what? This, and that too during the British rule. Now British rule in terms of Indian economy, if you see the paper 2 of economics option syllabus, it is clear-cut mentioned in the second topic that commercialization of Indian agriculture is the directly mentioned topic. So directly from the syllabus, this question is. Now what we need to discuss is the factors. What are the factors that led to this? Now examine means you have to understand the details. What were the factors? So the word examine, the word discuss, critically analyze, we'll see in this video itself. And I have a separate video where I've explained these terms, all the terms, so that you will get the link in the description. You can see all those terms. So here I'll not explain that again, but I will explain what to write in it. Now this is what we call decoding of the question. Now when you write in the examination hall, you will have less time. It means for this answer, you'll get approximately 7 minutes. And in those 7 minutes, you have to read the question, comprehend that question. You have to make the structure of the answer. And these are the things you have to do. So it means you will get hardly 30 to 40 seconds to read and understand the question. So you do this because in the examination hall, you will get a question paper separately and answer booklet separately. So whatever you can do these kind of things like underlining and box making, that you can do in the question paper, not in the question come answer booklet. So here first one is examine the factors. Now what you have to write here? Only factors. Okay. Do not indulge into giving useless details. Only give the details which are the factors that facilitated commercialization of agri. Now what do you understand by the commercialization? It's like during the British rule, if you remember, that a lot of cash crops they were growing in India, just because that will be converted directly into the commercial activities and you can sell directly, like indigo, like jute, cotton. These are the commercial crops. Now what factors facilitated? So in terms of understanding the factors, I can say the first factor was industrial revolution. Okay, so industrial revolution. Remember 1760, that was a time started in Britain and other Western European countries, industrial revolution, and that led to, especially in 1830s. So 1830s was the year where they started pushing agriculture towards commercial activity. So that was the one important thing. I'll not discuss the full answer here, but just to give you the direction. Second is our land settlement. So land revenue system like permanent settlement, then later on Mahalwari, Rewatwari, these are the settlements. That was again one of the factors that facilitated commercialization of Indian agriculture. So what you have to write in the first introduction, you have to give an idea to the examiner that you understood the question. So in the introduction, no need to write whatever written in the question. It's not a summary. Introduction is you give an idea that you understood the question. That's what you have to write in the first few lines, that is considered as introduction. In the body, you write factors and then you write conclusion. At the conclusion, you just have to see, because here the word is examines. So you have to take certain decisions like it was right, it was wrong, or whatever they were doing. You have to tell the examiner that that was the correct step at that time, or that was not the correct step. So whatever you will write with all the evidences provided in the economic history of India. I hope it is clear, and if you have any doubt, you can mention in the comment section. Okay. Let's move on to the second question. Now, second question is very different if you see the previous year question paper. Now, first of all, the word is do you think. Now, here you are an aspirant. Nobody cares about your opinion. Now, do you think means do not give your personal opinion, because if you give your personal opinion, UPSC doesn't care. Now, whenever the question comes like do you think, you write whatever the 90% of the population is having that view. It means whatever you are reading in the newspaper or the books, that you have to think and write here. Now we'll read the question first. So do you think that new guarantee system was better than the old guarantee system in the history of railways in India? Give reasons. So here the two very important directives. Why I call directive? Because these terms will give you direction what to write. So do you think and then give reasons. So first of all, you have to take a stand, like new guarantee system or the old guarantee system, which was better. Now, if they are asking interrogative like thing, do you think that new guarantee system was better than the old guarantee system in the history of Indian Railway? It means UPSC is putting stress on you to favor one guarantee system. Now, after reading the question, you will understand that which one is better. Now, if you are not aware about this, what is that guarantee system? Guarantee system, in summary, I'll tell you that there was a time where the British investors, they were investing in India, especially making Indian railway infrastructure. And that infrastructure was very important because at that time, East India Company was under influence of the British authority, and whatever the amount coming from at that time coming from Britain to India, that was under the private investment. So those who were investing in India during that time, during the British era, they wanted some kind of guarantee to the investor, guaranteed return to the investor, those who were investing in Indian Railway. So that was the guarantee system, old and new. The simple is that it was around 1850s, you remember, to 1874, that was the old. And then after 1874 to 1924, that was the new guarantee system. The difference was pretty simple. In the old guarantee system, directly East India Company was involved with the investor, private investor of Britain. And in the new guarantee system, India's provincial government was also there. So in terms of railway, if you think from the railways perspective, later on under new guarantee system, railway was a loss-making we can say enterprise, and in the old guarantee system it was beneficial for the investors as well. So from the country's perspective, new was better, but from the investors perspective, the old was better. That was a summary. Now here, what to write, how to start? You write that here no need to define old or new guarantee system, because if you read the question carefully, they're not asking what is. What they're asking is how it is different and how it is better. So you just write the features. And what they are asking is reasons. So if you are saying that old was better or new was better, if they are saying new guarantee system was better than the old guarantee system, so you just give the reasons why new was better than old. And why this question they have made? Because from the country's perspective, new was better, because India's provincial government, it means all these states at that time, they were better off with the new guarantee system because India was having the stake. So that was the summary. Here at last you have to give the conclusion why it was better. So I've given, so that you have to write in the question. Okay, I hope you understand. If you have any doubt, you can mention in the comment section. We'll always clarify. Okay. Next is the third question. Now here the directive is analyze. Now if I say anything to analyze, it means you have to see the positive side of that, negative side of that, and then you have to provide a judgment. Like analyze India's cricket match with Pakistan. So what you will do, you see where Indian players were better, where Pakistani players were better, and what happened with the result. So here the analyze, now we'll read the question. Analyze the relevance of Gadgil formula in reducing horizontal imbalances of fiscal health. Now this is a direct question from the Finance Commission. Now here the word relevance is important. It means here no need to analyze the features mentioned in the Gadgil formula. Here what you have to analyze is the relevance, how important it was, how drastically changed the fiscal health of India or the distribution. Now you know that under Article 280 of our Constitution, Finance Commission is mentioned. And according to that article, Finance Commission will suggest the central government how we can distribute the resources, financial resources, net revenue, what we call. So net proceeds of tax that will be distributed between center and the states and among states as well. Now here they are talking about horizontal imbalances. Horizontal, here they are talking about horizontal imbalances means, suppose for example this is central government and below that we have states. That is what we call vertical relation. Okay. But if I talk about all other states, okay, here I am making 2. So state 1, 2, 3, you can say Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Haryana, Tamil Nadu, same as like that. So there are, if we are discussing any issue between or among the states, that is called horizontal relationship. Okay. Now here they are talking about horizontal imbalance. So horizontal imbalance means, suppose for example Maharashtra, one of the most developed state, and if we talk about Bihar, Jharkhand or any other Bimaru state, Madhya Pradesh like Chhattisgarh. So what you will feel that one state is going at a faster pace and another state is not able to catch up in that area. Some states are good in some sectors, some are in the other, but there are imbalances. Okay, so don't take it otherwise if I take any example of the state, but here we have to discuss imbalances. Why one state is growing faster, why another is not. So what you have to analyze how Gadgil formula, the relevance, how it was important in reducing the horizontal imbalance. So you understand that at the time of independence also, there were imbalances. In 2022, there are imbalances. And even in the next 50 years, imbalances will be there. So we cannot reduce. But here the relevance, how it was able to reduce. So ending the imbalances is not possible, but reducing is possible. Okay. So here what we have to write? First we have to write what was Gadgil formula and how the relevance. So relevance mainly I can say the population. Population was one of the major criteria under the Gadgil formula. Then certain factors like tax effort by the state. Okay. Then their geography. It means where they are located. So there was some special status given to Jammu Kashmir, Assam, etc. Because at the hilly states it's difficult to raise revenue. So they have followed certain criteria and that was very effective at that time. Why? Because if we talk about 1969, we started with 4th 5-year plan and the recommendation given by Dr. Gadgil has been incorporated under this plan as well. And later on it became Gadgil-Mukherjee formula because Pranab Mukherjee gave his input into that. So mainly what you have to write, you have to analyze how Gadgil formula was relevant in reducing horizontal imbalance. So you have to compare with the Finance Commission, you have to compare with the later Finance Commission as well after Gadgil formula, and you have to discuss the economic issues at that time, especially in the fiscal health that India was facing. Why? Because if you see 1965 BOP crisis, then again war with Pakistan, and a 1966 drought, then Green Revolution, etc., etc. So there were certain issues with Indian economy. Any doubt? Mention in the comment section. Okay. 4th question. Again the word explain. Okay. Explain the principal causes of deceleration in industrial growth during the mid 1960s to mid 70s. Now here you can say what you have to discuss principal causes. Not only causes, because there were many causes, but what you have to discuss principal, it means important one. Okay, so explain the principal causes of deceleration in the industrial growth during this period. So first you write the period 1965, because they are asking mid, to approximately 1975. Now if they are asking principal causes, you write domestic causes, international causes, economic causes, non-economic causes. You divide this answer into 4 sections. For example, economic causes, if you remember 1956 second 5-year plan, Indian government invested heavily just because of Mahalanobis model and the industrial policy resolution of 1956. Indian economy or Indian government invested heavily in this 5-year plan. What happened? You can see 10 years after it, if you invest heavily into some industry, if you buying machinery, establishing industries, that too capital goods industry, basic and heavy. So what will happen? The return will be, or the gestation period. Gestation period means the amount of the time at that time where you are investing the amount and you are reaping the benefits of it. So gestation period was very high. So in the 10 years, these industries were not able to generate enough revenue or enough return from those investments. Resources already occupied. You cannot put more resources. India was reluctant with the foreign investment just because of the colonial era that ended in 1947, almost 200 years of colonial era. So India was not very much friendly in attracting the foreign investor, just because if you remember, East India Company came as to do business, and later on what happened everyone knows. So the answer is foreign investment was not there. India's resources went into second 5-year plan and the return was not. So when you are not investing, your return will not come, and just because your return are not coming, that's why you're not generating the surplus to reinvest. So that was the main issue, you can say, the heavy investment at that time and long gestation period. The second thing is that the period was very turbulent, especially talking about Indian economy or the situation at that time. For example, I told you that drought was there, then war with China, war with Pakistan, then Green Revolution India implemented in 1971, again the war with Pakistan, refugee crisis. So there were a lot of crises. That's why industrial growth went down. Another international factor, if you talk about, then oil crisis, OPEC crisis, that was there. And if we talk about economic and non-economic, political issues were there. India was not able to roll out the 4th 5-year plan. So they had to take what we can say the yearly plans, what we call plan holiday after 1966. So these were the reasons you have to explain in this question. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Last question in first part. So you can say the word distinguish. Now here distinguish means you have to do some separation. Distinguish between absolute measure and relative measure of poverty. Now you understand poverty, you understand the definition. Only thing which is required, the skill required here is you have to tell the difference. So absolute is in terms of numbers, like poverty line, the amount of money. Relative is depending on the other person, relativity. For example, if I talk about in your locality, suppose you are the richest person in that locality, but you shift to Mumbai and you will realize that you are not the richest, you are the poorest in that. So poverty is not only absolute, but it is relative as well. So if you are living in a posh colony, you will tend to spend more if you are living in a relatively less income area. So the answer is absolute is in terms of numbers, like per capita income, your salary, etc. And relative measure of poverty means its relation to another person. Like UPSC examination is all about relativity. There's no fixed cutoff, but the cutoff depends on how other students are performing. So what you have to do is you have to do best among those who are giving this year exam. So if you do the best, you will be like number 1. There's no minimum marks. So that is relative competition in UPSC. Now the next part of the question, this question is divided in two parts. What kind of measure is used in estimating poverty in India? What kind of measure? So measures are different, absolute also, relative also. Like poverty line is the example of absolute. Then you talk about per capita income of a particular area, that's relativity. If you talk about absolute, it is in terms of numbers. Relative means access to education, access to clean water, access to housing, etc., etc. That will also come under the second category. Okay, so that's it, the 5 questions. We'll move on to the second part of this video, and I'll get the link in the description of. And right now what we are doing is we are guiding the students of economics option. So if you are interested, you can just download our app. You'll get the question papers, you'll get a lot of videos regarding economics option on Ecoholics mobile app. You can download it, link is given in the description. If you like this video, give a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe Ecoholics channel. Thank you so much and have a nice day.